There are not many coaches that coach women's national teams from 4 different countries at 6 different Olympics. Our next inductee is such an exception. It all started within his home country, Australia, when he first coached the Opals in 1993, and at the FIBA Women's World Cup the following year. Let's take a look. You know the story. Wherever he goes, he wins titles. Ladies and gentlemen, here is Coach Tom Maher from Australia.
Thanks very much. I keep pinching myself to make sure I'm awake and that I'm not dreaming. I'll tell you a little secret. After the 6th Olympic Games, I had a thought. I indulged myself by thinking, I wonder if that'd be enough to get a nomination for the FIBA Hall of Fame. I didn't say it out loud, but I did think it. And when Florian rang me and told me I was being inducted, my natural reaction was, I can't believe it. But then he queried, he said, with your record? So I thought, well, you were right. I did think about it. And now I'm here and enjoying what everybody else is enjoying. When informed I needed to make a little presentation, I thought, well, what will I talk about? Well, since I'm getting the honour of being inducted, I thought I'd talk about myself. So I will. When my father, he was a labourer and a bus driver, and my mother was the laundry lady across the road where we lived. So I wasn't going to any fancy private school. No, when I left college, I left high school, there was no thought of college. Nobody had ever been to college from our family ever. And so I just travelled around Australia with a mate for 3 or 4 years. And when I got back, I got lucky. The first thing that happened to me was that because I'd travelled and left home and been around, I'd matured enough to a level where I could actually get something out of doing a college degree. So that was the first stroke of luck. The second stroke of luck was in those days in Australia, it was college education was free. Now, I could never have even started college if that wasn't the case. So I'm very grateful for that legislation. That was a great piece of luck. Thirdly, when I started college, I'd already been coaching. I knew I wanted to coach. And so anything that come along related to coaching, I just gobbled that up, and anything else, I just daydreamed like a normal college student. Okay. When I graduated, there was a fantastic new invention in the world. It was called VHS, a video system. And what a fantastic learning and teaching tool that was. And the coaches that went before me didn't have that luxury. And retrospectively, another big thing for me was that the Women's National League in Australia started in 1981, and coincidentally, that was my first year as head coach. But the girls in those days, they didn't play overseas and they didn't play in a state. They just played in the one league. So we had the luxury of 3 months of pre-season. So in all that time, you had all that time together where you could learn and work on fundamentals and learn how to teach the game. And I think I grew over those years to a great amount because it was an opportunity to teach. Okay, I've had a blessed life. I married my best friend. It's no secret that I married the best player in Australia. And if I could give a young coach some advice, I'd say marry the best player in your country because it really makes recruiting easier. I've coached some wonderful, wonderful players, amazing talents from all over the world. I got to yell at them. I got to coach them. I got to have a drink with them now and again. And it was a wonderful experience. I also got to meet some remarkable leaders like Mr. Lee from China and Chris Spice from Great Britain. And I go back to the players again. There's just too many to name, but I'm in awe of them. But make no mistake, it was Robin Maher and Michelle Timms that made the most of my career. And through it all, my children, Jake and Stevie, they travelled from country to country and shifted from school to school and accepted it like it was a normal life. They had to say goodbye to many friends, but that was our way, that was our life. Okay. National teams, I'd like to address FIBA for a second. National teams don't hire foreign coaches without really checking things out. So I'm aware that national teams approach FIBA and ask for some sort of reference. And I'm aware that some FIBA personnel made very positive remarks about me. So whoever that was, I'm grateful because I got a couple of jobs from that. I also want to make mention now of all the other inductees. I'm sure you're feeling very excited and a bit special. So, you know, so you should. Congratulations, you've all had magnificent careers. And I'd like to finish with saying that how sincere and humble I feel about this great honour. And I thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thanks.